Hi everybody, Andres Vergara here for Combat Japan. Today I'm joined by an amateur MMA fighter who's preparing for his third bout at NEF 67 on July 11th, 2026 in Rumford, Maine. I've had the privilege of training with him for the past 4 years, and I will be in his corner on fight night. Please welcome Ben Rogers. Thanks for doing this, man.
Thank you.
All right. Are you more nervous about the fight or being interviewed by me?
Definitely the fight because third time around I know it's coming. It's you've had that experience a few times now, so you know how nerve wracking it can be once you step in there.
Yeah.
Like once you hear the little bolt close on the cage door, you're like, oh, I'm locked in here with this guy, and it's way too late to go back now. So
I'm curious about that. What's, in your opinion, what's the worst feeling? Is it the anticipation or is it the actual fight itself?
it's after the ref comes to your corner, and amateur they just come to your corner and explain the rules to you. We don't do the whole face off, but they come to your corner and he's in your face. He's got to talk loud because there's a crowd, and he's no eye pokes, no elbows, all that, and you're trying to listen to what he's saying, but at the same time, there's a guy right behind him who is, staring into your soul, and he wants to take your head off in about a minute. So it's the anticipation of what's about to happen.
And it sounds like it's like right before it happens. So more so than in the locker room?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it kind of peaks and valleys in the locker room. Like I'll have moments where I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to fight a guy. And then you settle a little bit, listen to some music, and then it spikes back up. But for both my two fights before this one, I felt like it's settled out like an hour or two before. Like the fights are, first fight of the night happens. I'm getting my hands wrapped, and it's kind of like I'm accepting my fate kind of thing. Like I'm going out there either way at this point. I've done all the work, and it kind of goes away. And then, like I said, once you step in there, the ref pats you down, checks mouthpiece, cup, and then you step in there. That's when it gets really scary for me. And they hit you with the fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, oh, I guess I'm ready. And they clap, and then it's off, and you glove touch. Once you get your hands on them, it's way better. But that weird moment of like the ref said go, and it feels like forever, but it's only 3 or 4 seconds. You're standing there, walking towards each other, touching gloves.
Yeah, I wonder if it's all that nervous energy for like months, right? And it's all culminating at that point. But then once you do something physical, whether like you shoot or prevent something, now some of that energy is being redirected to something physical and you're not as,
Yeah, you just have to stand there. Like in my second fight, I contained it a little bit better, but my first fight, I step inside the cage and I like stomp my feet,
Oh,
and like
I
pounding
remember
my
that,
chest
yeah.
and all that. And I look back at that, I'm like, why was I doing that? But talking to my coach, he's like, you have so much pent up, I don't know if it's aggression, but
Probably like nervousness.
nerves,
Yeah,
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 that you have to physically get it out somehow. But
yeah.
even the second fight, you get a little better at dealing with it. Like something I told myself before is like, I'm gonna fist bump the ref here, and that'll be like, for me, it was like a grounding thing. I fist bumped the ref, and I was like, all right, everything's good. I fist bumped the guy, now let's fight. For some reason, that was calming to me. I don't know
Can we
why.
expect
Or not the ref, the announcer.
oh,
But
the announcer.
yeah,
Are we gonna have another one of those on
oh
July
yeah,
11th? Okay,
yeah,
that'll be
yeah.
your thing.
That's my thing
Yeah.
now. I gotta
Okay.
fist bump the announcer.
Yeah, they like you see fighters, they have little rituals they do all the time, like Tony Ferguson or whatever.
Yeah, they
John
get in,
Jones.
or they'll do the thing where they drink a little bit of water and spit it in the air. They don't like that.
You should
But
do the Triple H like
no, or my coach at the last one, I think somebody did it, or somebody's
no
talking
shit.
about doing
Oh
it,
my
or
God.
maybe they talked about it in the rules meeting, and Jay was like, "None of you guys better ever do that." So yeah, it's pretty gross, honestly. You're
Yeah,
spitting water everywhere.
true, true. All right, so I just wanted to rewind a little bit, man. So we've known each other for what, 3, 4 years.
Yeah, it's a.
Do you remember the first time we trained together?
I believe so. We were both no strike white belts, and you came up to me in the gym with the little move list, and you're like, "Hey man, are you getting these sign offs done?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we just started drilling, and
I was thinking about that because it's cut to like what 3.5 years later, and you're on your third fight. That's just kind of imagine telling that guy, back then.
that was my. So I actually
Oh,
told
okay.
the Muay Thai instructor,
Oh,
Brandon.
Brandon.
I told Brandon I just did Muay Thai kickboxing for the first 6 months. He's like, "What are you doing here? You're here every day. You're Muay Thai. Like you're working hard. Like what are you trying to do with this?" And I was like, "I just want to win an MMA fight and get a blue belt." And it was pretty cool. I lost my first fight, and my coach had the blue belt. I didn't get it then, but my last fight, I had already earned my blue belt like a couple months before, and I won my fight, and I was like, well, I guess I did the thing, so might as well keep going now. So
Yeah, actually, I do recall it was kind of on the line, right? Like if you won by submission, you were gonna get promoted type thing.
it was,
Yeah,
yeah, I was bummed about
yeah.
losing. It wasn't bad. I just got guillotined. The guy didn't even land punches on me, and
Mm.
we got back into the locker room, and I saw my coach zipping his bag up as we are getting ready to leave, and I saw my blue belt peeking out a little
Oh
bit.
God, that's
Man, that
heartbreaking.
that tore
Yeah.
me up a little bit.
Oh my God. So that's interesting that you were like from the get-go, I want to fight. Because one of my questions, I wanted to talk about like what made you walk into the academy in the first place. Like for me, I wanted to get in shape and I was always curious about training. But like you, like what made you kind of go in there?
So I can't remember the exact date. It was either 21 or 22. I was thinking about starting jiu-jitsu, and I was looking at another school in the area, and I was living right around the corner from the academy at the time. My ex looked up places too, and she goes, "Oh, this place is 5 minutes from our house. Try it out." So I went in. I did the month intro class, and then maybe a month of classes, and then I stopped. And then a year after that, I was talking to somebody else at another gym. He's like, "Hey, you want to go try out this place called the Academy?" I was like, "Oh, I've actually trained there before."
Mhm.
And I went in, and I don't know what didn't click the first time, but I went in and that second time, and I got absolutely smashed by, a white belt and then a brown belt there. And then I died in the class we did afterwards, just no cardio. And I don't know why, something just clicked with it. It just felt right that time.
Yeah, and you mentioned getting wrecked by white belts. It's crazy what like training even 5 months does. Like compared to like a brand new person, right?
That same,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna name his name, but
yeah.
that same guy, like I'll MMA spar him now, and I have his number all the time. But even just two stripes on a white belt, and I was lifting weights, like a deadlift
Mhm.
405, very strong. But if you're not training martial arts at all, you're helpless, dude.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, and I mean strength is applicable once you know what you're doing, but like
Yeah,
it's not, yeah, for sure.
if you don't know where to lift them, where to put the pressure, where to do all that. So
Mhm.
it's
Why were you so like focused on fighting right off the bat? Like, where does that come from?
I had not to be one of those guys, but I got in a few fights in high school, outside of school, but when I was in high school, I got in a few fights then, and a couple in when I was in college. And
Hmm.
not saying I was the best fighter, but I don't know. I never shied away from one. And so it got to the point where I'd started watching a little UFC, and I was like, I think I know how to fight, but I really want to go learn how to fight.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
might as well learn how to do it right.
yeah,
For me, it's also exercise in general is a big stress reliever. And lifting weights is okay, but it kind of, I guess you can always try and improve your form and lifting weights a little bit, but you kind of plateau. You hit your
sure.
maxes, and you maybe get like 5 or 10 pounds more, over the next 6 months. But jujitsu and MMA, it's like a never ending puzzle. It's like sorry, you think you've solved the puzzle,
Yeah.
and then you go, oh no, there's this side of the puzzle still has pieces I have to put in, and I'm missing a piece in the middle. How did I not see that? So it's very mentally stimulating.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me, but because I'm also similar in that I've always been a big MMA fan. I love martial arts and I like being fit and active, but dude, you'd have to drag me into a fucking MMA cage. I would never do it. So it's just like, what is it in there that,
I don't know. I
yeah,
guess I'm just a little crazy.
yeah,
That's
maybe.
that's all I can
Hey,
say.
maybe
Like,
that's what it takes, just a little bit of that.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, when you get there to the venue, you're like, why am I doing this? You're
Mhm.
sitting in the back room. You're like, what? Why am I doing this?
Mhm.
But then I guess I don't know. I don't know what it is in me, but I just actually go through with it.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah. That's awesome. I feel similarly like competing in jiu-jitsu,
oh,
but
that's still scary too.
but every time after I'm done, I'm like, that was great. But right before, like an hour before they call you, I'm like, why am I doing this? I hate this. I hate this feeling. But it's got to be magnified times a million, I'd imagine.
Yeah, especially after a win too. I mean, my last one got soured a little bit.
Hmm.
Crowd wasn't happy,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah,
even after that, you feel like $1 million. It's
mhm,
great because we don't do super long camps in amateur, but 7 and 6 week camp, and you put all that work in, and you eat clean the whole time, and you get your sleep and you do everything right. So when it results in a win, it's very rewarding. It's very nice to see that process pay off.
Yeah, dude, I can't imagine. That's it is because like in a tournament, right? Like a jiu-jitsu tournament, most of the time you have what, 4 or 5 matches or something.
Yeah.
You might lose one, you might win some, but then like you get to taste a little bit of everything. MMA is like months and months leading up to the one moment, and then you live with that result forever. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's got to be pretty awesome to feel.
It is.
Yeah.
Even after a loss, you're like, that was pretty cool. That
Yeah.
was nice.
Yeah, because you got in there, man. Most people don't ever do anything like that.
Exactly. Like in my opinion, if anyone who's never stepped in the cage, if they've trained, it's a little different, but you get these people who've never trained and they never stepped in a cage and they want to say something about any fighter, really, good or bad. It's like, I don't know. If you've never done any of this, you shouldn't, I don't really value your opinion on it, you know? It's
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, especially if they're coming at it from like a point of like expertise, like, well, they should have done this and that.
yeah, oh
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think you can have opinions without doing the thing, right? Like,
Well, without even fighting, if you
yeah.
train, even if you just go in the gym and train jujitsu, like I value your opinion 100 times more than the guy who watches UFC every weekend but has never stepped on the mat, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So like I was one of those guys, right? So I used to watch UFC religiously, and I thought I understood jiu-jitsu from that. But then you realize, oh, you don't know anything. You just
In fighting too, jujitsu is completely different. Like jujitsu, I love playing bottom half guard, making sweeps from there, going for kimuras and arm bars. And then you go to bottom half guard in MMA, and the
get
guy is
wrecked.
beating your face in
Yeah.
with hammer fist. You're like, this is not good. I can't be here. I gotta get out.
Yeah, dude, don't pull X guard on a fight, dude.
No,
X-
no.
all right, so you're a little bit crazy. So, as far as like the people in your life, like your mom, sisters, like has anybody tried to talk you out of it? Like, don't do this, man.
My mom definitely.
Yeah.
She's never like I played football when I was younger too. I'm not a big fan of that. I did have
CT.
a little. My childhood best friend's dad ran a martial arts school when I was younger. When I was like 10 to 11, I did it for a bit. And I did one Naga tournament, and she didn't even want to come to watch because she just can't any physical contact, whether it's football, jiu-jitsu, anything. She's not a big fan of it.
Yeah, I mean they care about you. Like, and this is
Yeah.
the extreme, like the most extreme thing you can do is like I'm gonna fight this dude.
The only way it could get more extreme would be maybe I would never do bare knuckle fighting, but that's
Oh.
like bare knuckle MMA is that like next step. I would never do that, but yeah, my mom's she's okay with it now. She'll buy the pay-per-views for my fights and then have my sister kind of watch. My mom has to look away if she thinks I'm gonna get messed up. But yeah, my mom's a little funny about it. My dad, stepmom, and aunts and uncles came to my first fight, so that was cool. I'm sure they don't want to see me get hurt, but yeah, and my brother, my older brother too. I actually forgot that. The whole reason I started training was he heel hooked me in front of my girlfriend at the time.
Oh,
So that's
no.
what spurred me to do
Yeah,
that.
he's a blue belt, right?
Yes, he is a blue belt. He's been training for 5 or 6 years. So when he heel hooked me, I was like, whatever that is, I got to figure out how to do that. And I can't let him do that to me again. So a little brotherly rivalry there.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so kind of going into your first fight, right? Do you remember how did you feel before your first fight versus your second in terms of like nerves? I would imagine that you were a lot more nervous for the Avery Poole fight.
Yeah, couple reasons. Avery Poole he's 2-0. He looked like a very good fighter. He is a very good fighter.
Out of
And
Nostos, right?
yeah, out of Nostos, which is, their coach is a UFC and Bellator vet.
Wow.
So I knew there was a good pedigree coming in there. He's got a good record. So I was a little nervous. Just you're nervous for your first fight, regardless.
Yeah.
But I was nervous because of that. And looking at Avery's fight footage, he looks like a good fighter. He can hit hard. I mean, I know he can hit hard.
Yeah.
He threw a high kick at me at the start, and it gave me a bone bruise. So
Oh my God.
that was there for a while. But
Yeah.
definitely more nervous for Avery. Looking at Caleb's fight before ours didn't really impress me too much with his striking.
Yeah.
His opponent really wasn't a great grappler either, and I could see that, and he didn't have great takedown defense. So
So it was more like opponent specific rather than this is my first time and I've done this again before.
yeah, I'd say so. Like looking. Like with my opponent this time around, I know he has one win, but I've actually trained with him before, so I'd say this is somewhere in between the two,
Okay.
in levels of nervousness.
Well, I mean, it is your third time, right? So I mean, at least like the ritual of going back there and the training camp, all that stuff, it's got to be a lot more familiar at this point.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I know what my coach wants from me in training more. I found out what works for me, what doesn't. I
yeah.
gotta let my training schedule is a little more dialed in this time, so I'm more nervous for this fight than my last one, but I feel a lot better in my camp because I've dialed it in more, which
Hmm.
is nice.
Yeah. So kind of running it back a little bit to the Avery Pool fight, that was August 25.
Yes.
Um, we touched on how it didn't go your way. Um, After that result, how did you kind of psych yourself up to fight again? Because I think you fought like 3 months later.
Yeah, it was 3 months later.
Like
I
what was your
actually,
mind? Yeah.
as soon as I don't think I actually even, excuse me,
Yeah.
I didn't even step out of the cage. The fight ends, I lose, my coach steps in, and he comes and gives me a hug, and I go in his ear. I'm like, can you tell the promoter I want to fight on the next card? And he was like, okay. So
Yeah.
I knew as soon as I lost, I hate losing. I'm very competitive. Like I said, with the whole reason I started jiu-jitsu was my brother beat me in something. So I was like,
Competitive drive. Yeah.
I can't go out on a loss like this. So yeah, I knew as soon as it was over, I was like, I gotta go get a win.
Yeah.
So
And that you did. So we had Caleb Flanders. That was in Lewiston, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
was it no, it was was it Lewiston?
No, no, it was Bangor.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it
Bangor.
was
That's
a long
right.
drive.
Yeah, Avery Pools in Lewiston. I almost forgot too there.
Okay, yeah, and so let's talk about that fight a little bit. So you won via armbar submission. It's a little
A little
controversial.
controversy
Yeah,
with that.
please
Yeah.
let us know what happened.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you guys can go look up the video for yourself, but it was very locked out. His elbow had popped.
Mhm.
He had shown he wasn't properly defending the armbar. It was, locked out. He
Extended.
didn't have hands clasped together.
Yeah,
It had popped. I could feel it. The ref could feel it or hear it. So it was
but no tap.
no tap. Very tough guy. I'll give that to him. I'm sure he felt that in his arm for a while.
Yeah.
I know through someone who trains at the same gym as him, he didn't show back up to the gym for quite a few months after. So I think he did hurt his arm, but he was tough enough not to tap. But at the amateur level, they tell us in the rules meeting, heel hooks, arm bars, anything where you can get some kind of grievous injury, the ref's going to step in and stop it because we're not getting paid for this. I'm in the red for medicals and driving here and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
How did that affect? I mean, we talked about how sweet it is to win, right? And you getting that first victory under your belt. Did this kind of sour a little bit? Like, how did you feel with the two things?
When I stepped out of the cage and he had a bunch of fans there and they were booing and my coach has gotten a little tussle in the crowd. That kind of sucked a little bit. I felt like the win was robbed for me that I went out there and earned. But then, the promotion posted a lot of the clips of it on their social media. And a lot of the comments were honestly on my side about the guy not defending the armbar. It was completely locked out. So seeing what the general public thought about it, which I guess I shouldn't care about their opinion, but I do. It is what it is. But seeing what they thought about it made me feel a lot better because a lot of them were like, I could see how the guy might be upset, but the rules are the rules. Go pro if you want to get your arm broken.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean, you want a clean, like, undisputable type of thing, but it is how it played out.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
We offered them rematch on the next card.
Oh, that's right.
Next
Yeah.
NEF card, and he turned it down. So that was honestly the kind of nail in the coffin of me having any doubts of that, because if him and his coaches turn it down, they know what the result's going to be the second time around.
Yeah.
They knew it wasn't the ref stepping in that made him lose. It was going to happen one way or another.
And if I recall correctly, your corner was like, have a fight right now. Like,
oh yeah,
like,
it's my head coach was saying, put him back in it, put him back in it.
That's hilarious.
Oh yeah. And
And he means it too.
To give Caleb credit,
Mhm.
he didn't say anything to me in the cage or directly about me on social media afterwards. He was respectful in the cage.
Mhm.
His two corners were respectful to me. His head coach, I don't think he likes me very much,
Sure, yeah.
but that's whatever. But to give Caleb credit, he was nice and respectful to me. So
Yeah, I mean, between you guys as fighters, you guys are fine. I think the crowd got a little rowdy. Maybe there's a little
there's a little alcohol,
too many
involved
drinks,
there.
and yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's your boy out there.
Yeah,
And if you're not, like I said, you're not a fighter and you've never trained and you see the ref just stop it and the guy didn't tap, you're probably going to lose your mind. You don't know the rules. You don't know the sport as much as you think you do. So that's understandable too.
Yeah. Okay. Cut back to July, or actually June right now. It's been 7 months, probably 8 months by the time you fight again. Um, how are you feeling? What do you know about your opponent? It's Sam Charles. He's 1-0, right?
Yeah, Sam Charles want to know. I know he had a split decision victory in
Okay.
Combat Zone a few months ago.
Hmm.
I'd mentioned I'd trained with him before.
Yeah.
So, you know, ton of respect to him and his team. I've have nothing but good things to say about him. He's a nice kid, but whatever happens in there happens. I do know he's a wrestler,
Ah,
so did a little snooping on the interwebs. He's got 100 wins in high school wrestling, which is cool. But
yeah.
I train with a lot of wrestlers. We have one teammate who's a very good wrestler.
Yeah.
So I've gotten good at my sprawls and getting back up and getting to good positions for that. So
Yeah. And I mean, I know that you actually prefer striking, right? But aside from camp, the majority of your training is probably on the grappling side.
oh, heavy,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, even when I'm striking, it's MMA, which is leading to a takedown. There's only one day of the week where I'm fully training striking. So, which I don't mind. That is what it is. We're a grappling gym, and to be honest, grappling is a safer style long term. You don't come out with all that head damage. So people think it's cool to stand and bang, but even for my last fight, Caleb hit a few nice shots on me, and you wake up the next day and your head hurts and your jaw's sore, and it's not cool. So
Yeah. No, it's got to be horrible because the night of the adrenaline and you're all pumped up, you don't feel it.
you
But
don't
then
feel
the next day, you're like,
anything.
holy shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I woke up from my win feeling worse than my loss,
Mhm.
which is crazy. Like I woke up in my bed at home and opened my eyes, and my forehead was sore from the punches, and he had hit me on the jaw somewhere too, and it's not a nice feeling. And even the night of, I was definitely a tiny bit concussed too, which is
Yeah, that's brutal, man. And like obviously you're not doing that in training, right? So like training simulates what it would be like to trade, but like you're not waking up like that the next day.
no,
Yeah,
no. I mean, it happens.
yeah,
You get hit by a teammate a little too hard, or they
sure.
hit you too hard, and you go, "Hey, chill out." But for
Mhm.
the most part, you're not leaving the gym with a headache. You're not supposed to.
Can you walk me through what a regular week of camp looks for you right now? How many weeks are we at? Six or no,
No,
four?
4.
Yeah.
I think today's 4 weeks exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Monday is uh MMA sparring at 4:30. I get in there and we work on,
Mhm.
depending on who's got a fight, I'm the only one around on the team who has one this time around. So, we'll work on what I specifically need to work on for an hour till 5:30, and then I'll lift.
Mhm.
And then that's Monday for me. Tuesday, get to the gym 4:30, jiu-jitsu class. I'll drill for an hour, mostly MMA stuff, and then MMA class at 6:30 till 7:30, and then back home. And then Wednesday is jiu-jitsu 4:30. You can definitely tell we're a grappling gym.
Mhm.
Jiu-jitsu 4:30, lift from 5:30 to 6:30, roll for another hour at 6:30 to 7:30.
Yeah.
Thursday is jiu-jitsu class again at 4:30. Sparring, Muay Thai sparring. So it's the only day of the week where you just get pure stand-up. Muay Thai sparring at 5:30 to 6:30. Sometimes I'll stay and lift weights on Thursdays, but most of the time I go home because the next day, Friday, is when I have we call them fight rounds. Most people call them Shark Tank rounds.
Mhm.
And I think that's just the worst thing I've ever done in my life in a good way, but our coach is trying to make it harder than the fight, and it has been. Both of my two fights have not compared to the things I've done on Friday Shark Tank rounds. They are just so mentally and physically taxing, you just wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's kind of learning to push past like those layers of I'm tired, I can't, and you kind of just have to keep going no matter what.
It's
Yeah.
it is physical,
Yeah.
but I think it's got to be 70% mental,
Mm.
because you have to be. I know my body can do these things. I'm in shape. I've got pretty good cardio, but it's your mind failing you that we're trying to practice not failing. You get into a fight and maybe you're in a bad situation, and that's that point where your mind tells you, "Hey, stop," and you got to, probably against it's probably better if you didn't in reality, but if you want to win the fight, you got to look past that voice and say, nope, this guy's hitting me in the face, but I'm going to get on this single leg and I'm going to take him down. So yeah, that's the big thing on Fridays is the Shark Tank rounds, and most of the time that's my whole day. It only ends up being 30 minutes. You know, I get in there at 4:30 and we're done by 5 or 5:15 most of the time. But I'm so mentally and physically taxed. That's my Friday.
Yeah, I mean, the intensity is what offsets the amount of time.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like I said, one of the hardest things I've ever done. And then yeah, Saturday is MMA sparring at 11, and then I will sometimes take the class if my coach wants me to at 12, and then I'll lift weights from 1 to 2. So, and then the rest of the week is Saturday. I'll get home, just absolute bum, just rest, recover. You know, still got to eat pretty healthy, but just play video games and try to recover. And
And
same for Sunday.
Sunday is your one and only rest day.
Yeah, sometimes I have to work Sunday morning, but that's not too bad. Meal prep Sunday, clean the house, make sure everything's good at home because everything's not good at home. You're not gonna be right in the gym. You're gonna be thinking about I gotta go fold that laundry, or I didn't meal prep, so I don't have to. Yeah, I don't have anything for dinner. I have to cook dinner when I get home.
Yeah, man, that sounds absolutely brutal. And on top of that, you're cutting weight, right? So like you're trying to like get down on the scale, right?
Yeah, I don't, this camp I'm trying to walk around a little bit heavier, but my last two fights, I still meal prep and don't eat unhealthy, but I'm not I'm not starving myself like some people would. When I get to fight week and you have to do the whole water loading and cut sodium and carbs and all that, man, that sucks. Like you feel like you have the flu because you just have no energy training.
Yeah, dude, like all the glycogen's like depleted. You must feel weaker.
You're running off fats at that point. It's
Mhm.
it's essentially a keto diet with a
Yeah.
few more adjustments. So yeah, during that week I tried a ton of butter.
Mhm.
You got to go unsalted butter, unfortunately, but tons of butter,
Yeah.
tons of fats. You know, olive oil. I use what's it called? Beef tallow. A lot of that stuff.
Mhm.
So you're trying to get your energy out of that. But you know, you're eating ground beef or steaks, and you can put all the seasonings you want on it, but if there's no sodium in it, it's so bland, so bland.
Yeah. Um, so one thing, and we already touched on your competitive spirit and like kind of why you do it, but it's interesting because a lot of you're amateur still, right? You haven't turned pro. You're not making money off of this. You're not Ilya Taporia making millions or whatever. But you still go through this hell, and like, do you ever just second guess, like, why the hell am I doing this?
Oh yeah, I definitely have some times like
Yeah.
fight rounds yesterday.
Hmm.
There's definitely a little point where I'm like, why am I doing this? But I don't know. I think I'm a little crazy and I'm competitive and
Yeah.
I just enjoy doing it. I don't know. I like to push myself and do extreme things. So, you know, if I'm gonna do something, I gotta do it to the best of my ability. Like I said, you're going in there with a guy who's trying to, you know, choke you or punch you or break something on you.
Mhm.
You might as well do the best job you can, or not do it at all, in my opinion. Because you see guys who don't prepare very well and they go in there and bad things can happen to you. So
Oh yeah.
preparation is everything.
Man, I'm always fascinated by you guys as all of the fighters at the gym. Just I could never see myself stepping in, so it's intriguing to me to kind of pick,
I think a lot of people doubt that they could do it, but a lot of people could do it.
Sure,
But
yeah.
it's just a matter of do you want to do it?
Yeah.
And
I think everybody should like train, even if you're not gonna fight. I mean, I think it's just really good for you. And in case you ever need to fight some random person, then
oh yeah, even outside of the, like having to defend yourself on the street,
yeah.
in my work life and personal life,
Mhm.
training martial arts has made me a much more relaxed and level-headed person.
Yeah.
It teaches you, it sounds corny, but it teaches you discipline and how to interact with people and how, like I was talking about fight rounds being 70% mental. It teaches you how to control emotions, which is, you know, that's a you didn't I didn't think it would help me in my outside life when I started it, but it really has. So it makes you a better human being. So like you're saying, even if you don't step in a cage, come train martial arts in some shape or form.
Yeah.
Because it really changes your life.
Dude, that's awesome. I wanted to talk about July 11th, so I'm going to be there with you. I'm going to be supporting you in your corner. Do you have any predictions on how it will go?
Ooh. I mean, I'd like to test my striking a little bit,
Yep.
but we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna be confident. I'm gonna come out with the win.
Yep.
I don't I don't want it to go to the judges, but if it does, it does. But I'm gonna come out with a W. I think I've put all the work in, especially over the last 7 or 8 months not being in the cage. I've improved a lot. I have some new training partners who have been helping me with things I've been lacking on. So I really think I've. You're never a complete fighter, but I'm a more complete fighter than I was last time. So, like I said, all the respect in the world to Sam and his team and everything, but that's my night. I put in the work, and he better be ready.
Oh yeah. All right, man. So one last thing. It is July. What is the cadence of NEF events? Is it every 3 months?
Yeah, every 2 to 3 months. I think this one was only a 2 month.
Turnaround.
Yeah, turnaround, which is pretty quick for them, but it's normally every 2 to 3 months, I'd say.
Will we see Ben Rogers in the cage again in 2026?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
especially. I mean, like I said, I'm coming out with the win, but if something happens and I don't get the win, I will be back in there in September, November, whenever October, whenever the fights are. So yeah,
Hell yeah.
a few more fights with NEF, and then I'd like to maybe try my hand in Cage Titans or something like that. NEF's got all the respect to Matt and Nick, but Cage Titans has got a crazy level of competition. I like to go in there and test myself. So yeah,
That's awesome. I look forward to seeing it, and I look forward to July because it's coming up in a month from now. So
it
that'll
is.
be a lot of fun. All right, man. Well, thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it. Anything you want to say to my small audience? Yeah.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's pretty cool I've gotten one interview from NEF before, but it's cool to get the interviews, feel like a UFC
Yeah,
fighter.
you're
But
getting
yeah,
media trained.
I appreciate being able to come on and talk about this and you showing interest in it. So hopefully your viewers enjoy it.
Hell yeah, thanks, man. And watch Ryzen in Japanese MMA. Watch us
Japanese combat sports. They're
and
thick.
this channel. All right.
Yes.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yep.